Hey y'all, Miss Christian here. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks to all my new subscribers who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos. Let me take down my mask a little bit. It seems like it's empty in here. So today I'm going to be shopping at Kroger. I need to stock up my prep. On my video, I had made a video like 2 weeks ago, and it's called Inflation is Pricing Out the Poor. That video has got an influx of views and subscribers from that video. Oh, it's so pretty in here. Look. And I've been getting a lot of questions. So I just want to like address why I have started to prep. I'm being more conscious about food, and I think that it's time for others to start prepping as well. Well, the food looked good far back, but it looks old once you get close, so that needs to be thrown out. So it needs, like, everything is withered, and that's in one of my videos I was talking about the strawberries, and I'm like, oh my god, everything looks so good in here. And then when I got home, like, it was rotten in the inside of my strawberries. So they were definitely past not being good. And that was as soon as I had got home, I had noticed it, but it was like in the middle of it. So some reasons why I started to prep really more so this year. I started last year, but you know, I kind of got off of it. Like, I tried to start a garden, but it didn't work out so well, so I didn't try again. But I'm gonna try back again this year to start learning how to garden. And just, you know, stocking my water supply and different things of that, getting more serious. So for everyone who don't know, like, I am low income. I receive food stamps, but in my eyes, I don't feel like that's something that I will be receiving for, you know, my whole entire life. Like, it's something that I'm definitely working my way out of. Maybe it'll be this year where I don't qualify, or maybe it'll be next year where I don't qualify. But even with that, it's like, I want to make sure that I have food. I want to make sure that we are good, because it's going to take some adjusting to get used to constantly spending cash. Even though I spend cash now as well as my food stamps and my WIC, but it will be the majority now. It's like no food over here, y'all. Like, wow. So, and I've been stocking my deep freezer. So that's another thing. Like, the meat supply is very low. If you noticed, the meat supply is low. We just went past the produce section, and it looked so good when I first came in. But as I got close, you see that the vegetables are withered away. Probably most of that fruit is going bad. So things are not being restocked frequently. And so that's one reason why I decided to prep. The other reason why I decided to start prepping is because I started getting more aware of what really is going on. So one of my favorite books that I love is called The Compound Effect, and it talks about just how if we as people do things do something 1% at a time, like, it's going to compound into like a bigger change, instead of doing something like traumatic. Like, you won't be able to stay to it. But doing something 1% at a time is not that big of a move, and it works. Like, it'll work better. But when I think about that, I'm gonna get some oat milk. So I do buy oat milk. It's $3.99 because I don't drink dairy milk. But when push come to shove, I do make my own oat milk. So if you guys would like to see, like, me make non-dairy foods and different things like that, just let me know, and I'll try to work on getting those videos together. But it talked about the 1%. And so what I'm noticing is that the 1% is happening in our environment, when it comes to our food, when it comes to our water, when it comes to the things that we have available, even when it comes to prices. It was, yeah, of course, an influx of prices due to inflation this year, but it's been a constant 1% change. I mean, we have to think where gas used to be 89 cents a gallon, and now here I believe the lowest I've seen right now is $3.99 a gallon. So it's things like that that we have to become aware of, and to know like what's going on in our city. So in my city, there's actually we're actually under like a water emergency state, because our pipes are corroding for the whole city. And like the governor and the city, they don't know what they're gonna do about that. They're trying to see like how can they put lipstick on that, and how can they make sure that people will still be able to drink water out of their faucets. I guess even if they have to give us all some kind of contamination supplies or things like that for our water. But it's an issue. So, and like this issue has been going on for years, and they still have not came up with a solution. And so it's constantly happening. They just, I guess they have the solution, but what it's going to cost to redo the whole piping system that has never that has been the same piping system for all of these years, they don't have the funds for it. So that's the issue. In my city, I don't know if it's in the whole state, but I'm in the major city. We have a food insecurity. So what that means is like we don't have enough farmers. I'm gonna get some butter. I usually get the vegan butter, which is soy free. I will always buy this, and it's $5.49. Or I would get the original. Like this is the best vegan butter if you're looking for some butter, but it's $5.99 or $5.49 and $5.99 for this one. So what I actually buy is the country crop. The original is actually accidentally vegan, so it does not have dairy in it. So this is actually not even considered real butter. So it doesn't have dairy in it, the original country crop. So I get that because for that big tub, I don't even see the price, but it's like $4 for that huge tub instead of paying $5.49 for like this size right here. Let's see if they have water. So food insecurity, what that means is, I don't know if it's due to our soil or what it's due to, but there's not enough farmers that's here that is producing enough food for the city. So we are having to outsource our food. So when I looked it up last, it was like a high number. Over 50% of our fruits and vegetables are actually outsourced to other, getting brought in from other countries, not even from the US. It's getting brought in from other countries because we don't, okay, so I don't have any water here. Let's see if they have it by that big pallet that I was at before, because I need more water. And like I noticed before, they have like where, Pepsi and Coca-Cola, like they're still producing like their water. Excuse me. But like places, the actual store, they're not producing water of their own. So like a lot of percentages of our food is outsourced. So that's another reason why the fruits and vegetables look really sad, because if our country, if something is going on outside of our country, but our country is depending on those other places. Okay, so they only have this stack of water, and it's $5.29. our country is dependent on those other places to bring in food and all of that, it's a trickle down effect. It's a trickle down effect. So that's another reason why I really need to start. I want to start a garden, and I need to start a garden. If you don't know, just a little fun fact is since the vegetables and our fruits have to come from a different country, what they do is they take the fruits and the vegetables off when they're not ready to be, taken off. They take them off and then they blast them with like a chemical spray, and it makes them come to color. So we will see a red tomato, but actually that tomato is actually not even ripe and ready. So I decided that we're gonna have tacos. I always have to think about what we're gonna have for dinner. So I'm gonna get some turkey meat for some tacos. So I encourage everyone to Google your if you're in danger for food insecurity in your city. See how the water is. I encourage you to Google that. See how look up finances, look up how college tuitions and things like that. I encourage you to look at that, especially if you have kids, to understand that if your kids want to go to college, it's going to have to be privately funded. To understand that, especially if you're a millennial, to understand that the pensions and Social Security and all of that stuff is depleting. All of that stuff is going away unless you got a real specialized field that's still doing that. But that Social Security and all of that is going away. So it's time to really start saving and really start that. After you getting good at saving, then start investing and putting your money in places that's going to multiply. So therefore, it doesn't matter how much money you get. It's really what you do with the money. And I'm just all about being a good steward over my finances. I'm working to become a better steward over my finances. I'm not the best. I'm still learning. And I'm still learning how to be a good steward over my life, because we only get one life to live. So really, to be a good steward over my life. And with that, it's all learning. You just constantly got to keep implementing. But, social media blinds us from a lot of different things, and it distracts us. And we don't realize that 1% every single month, every single 6 months, like I said in the beginning with the compound effect, 1% is adding up to eventually be something huge. And we're gonna wake up and say, how did we get here? And it's because things are happening 1% at a time. So we're not able to see it to the eye, but eventually it's going to be a cumulative effect, and you're going to be able to see it. And I just don't want us to be at a state where we just constantly waited till we was able to see it before we did something, before we made sure that we were good in our household. Because at the end of the day, we see that nobody's going to take care of us. The government only going to tell us on a need-to-know basis. And usually when a president gets on there and tells us on a need-to-know basis, it's too late. It's at a huge state of emergency. So I think I want to get some black beans, and I'm gonna do black beans. I'm gonna do yellow rice. I got the taco turkey meat for the tacos. I'm gonna get some wraps, and I believe I have sour cream and taco sauce. I'm gonna get some cheese. And then I'm gonna head out. So I'm gonna end this video. Please, like I said, it's good to live life and to not worry about things, but at the end of the day, it's always good to prepare. What they say, an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure. So it's good to prepare, at least for yourself. And I'm gonna just leave that at that. I won't start preaching to y'all. But the next time I will, when I come to the store, I'll do like my prepping. I'll probably show like my pantry and what I have so far, because I'm still a baby at it. Like I said, I just really started getting serious this year when I keep coming to the store and I don't see anything. And then also when we were in the thicks of the, you know, when everything was happening, the stores didn't have food and they were putting a limit, like only it was like one can of something per family, you know, and stuff like that. And it's like I have a household of 5 people, and so to say I can only get one can of something and I got to keep on walking through the line, and they really don't want you to do that. Like, that's something I never want to experience again in my life. And so at this state, I have to just stay prepared. And so I hope you do the same. And if I don't come back on here, I will see you guys soon. Till next time, bye.